What's up, y'all? It's your girl Z. I'm back again with another video. If you like my channel, be sure to subscribe down below. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you comment on the video, comment now, comment during the video, or comment after the video. I don't give a damn, just as long as you comment on the video. Make sure y'all got on y'all post notification bell so you never miss me when I post. I am here every Tuesday with a story time. When I start posting more content, it will be on Fridays. So make sure y'all on the lookout for that. And yeah, y'all, I'm literally about to take these braids up out my head. I already started taking them down in a bit. I got a hair appointment in 2 days, y'all. School starting, and yeah. And I got me a little nail appointment and stuff. I'm excited. I'm ready to get everything done, you know. But yeah, as y'all can tell by the title, y'all already know what this story time gonna be about. So if you're grown like me, then get your grown folks juice and let's go. And if you're not grown like me, then drink your water, stay hydrated, kids. As y'all can tell by the title, this video gonna be the story time about how my coworker got fired for playing robbery. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna name the story, but it's gonna be something like that. Y'all gonna see. So y'all, this story time take place back when I was, y'all know I gotta give y'all age, gotta give y'all a range. I was 19. Y'all was 19 at the time. This again when I first moved to Georgia. When I tell y'all so much shit happened when I first moved to Georgia, goddamn, just doing our thing. Yo, this story time actually happened when I was working at that convenience store. The same convenience store that I was working at. Well, I only worked at one convenience store. The same convenience store I was working at when I was talking about my fake friend Lily, aka Alicia. How I found out my friend was racist. And also this the same convenience store that I had the work stock at. So make sure y'all check out them story time. Make sure y'all check out all my story times. Yeah, in case y'all look confused, like what I'm talking about, like I'm gonna be referencing other story times on how it ties into this one. Like I've said in other story times, when I was working there, when I first started, I used to work like mid shift and I used to work night shift. So like 3 weeks into me working there, y'all, I started working goddamn first shift, second shift, mid shift. I started working every shift. My boss really started taking liking to me, the store manager. And yeah, because your girl was a good worker. Like, say what you want about me. Yes, I will quit a job. Yes, I will snap. But your girl a good worker while I'm there. I'm going to do my job. So, when I started working first shift, I met this lady. And we're going to go ahead and give her the name Teresa. And the reason I'm naming her Teresa, because I just feel like it's befitting for her. She's like middle age. She was like probably 30. She was 35 because I remember I went to her birthday party when she turned 36. That's a whole nother story time. But she was 35, y'all. So when I met Teresa, I probably had been working there like 3 weeks. Usually when I come in, she leaving, or when I'm leaving, she coming in. So it's just a hey and a bye. Now, y'all, I don't know why. Well, I kind of do know why, but everybody else really didn't like Teresa like that. I'm not gonna say everybody hated her, but it was a select few who just didn't like her, and then the other few, they just like didn't care for her. They ain't had nothing bad to say about her, but they definitely ain't had nothing good to say about her either. It was just like, it is what it is. Hello, goodbye. But our assistant manager, now mind you, our assistant manager got hired when I was working there for like 3 weeks, because it was right before I officially met Teresa, like started working on the shift with Teresa. Our assistant manager had got hired, and this was a woman, and we're gonna give her the name. We're just gonna call her assistant manager. So the store manager, who was a man, and then we had assistant manager who came in, and she was this white lady. This lady did not like Teresa, and I just couldn't put my finger on why she didn't like Teresa. Now, I really felt like this lady, she was one of them people where she was like, she'll try to pick on you, but then try to act like she not picking on you when you say something to her. But she knew not to try that shit with me, because I nipped that shit in the bud real quick soon as she came in with that yaya. And then also another thing about her, she went to my coworker, and I guess she didn't know me and my coworker was real cool. She went to my coworker and told my coworker, yeah, I don't know why Z don't like me, but that's crazy. I don't know, maybe it's because what? Like, literally, y'all, me and Teresa, because I remember my first week there, this lady had quit. But me, Teresa, and the store manager were literally the only black people there. So why wouldn't I like you? And then plus, either way it go, why wouldn't I like you because you were white? Like, the fuck, I'm not racist. And then when my friend had, like, said something to her, like Z not racist, like, what you mean or whatever. Then one my friend, well, he my friend now. But at the time, we was just real cool. And so he was like, you know, she not racist, like, me and her friends. And then so she tried to like play it off or whatever. And he came and told me. So I went and confronted her ass. And then she gonna try to play it. Like, she really tried to play it off. And like, it was a joke. Bitch, that you don't joke like that about me behind my back, antagonizing my character. Y'all done got all off topic. But y'all, I really had to say something to her ass and set her straight. Like, girl, what the fuck? Like, you're weird. And mind you, this lady was like in her late 30s, early 40s. Like, you're not a child. You know better. So I kind of had felt like that's what she was doing with Teresa. And mind you, my store manager, the man, he really didn't care for Teresa like that anyway. But I feel like our assistant manager had been putting a bug in her ear and in his ear. And mind you, Teresa used to be late all the time, and she used to call out a little bit more than the average person would. So, well, I ain't gonna lie, she did used to call out at least once a week. Baby, Teresa had her man that paid them bills at the house. Teresa ain't need this. Her man got 2 jobs, baby. But so y'all, when I met Teresa, I really wasn't trying to go in with like, oh, I don't like Teresa because everybody else don't like Teresa. But I did like keep that in the back of my head, like, why don't people really like her? So y'all, I'm working with Teresa or whatever for the first time. And y'all, Teresa ain't doing nothing but standing at the cash register. Now, mind you, this convenience store we worked at was a real small store. And so we, you know, it was 2 people working. So when we slow, one person be at the cash register, but the other person, like, you may have to stock the cooler. You may have to like fix the stuff on the shelves, make some coffee, you know, just clean up or whatever. And mind y'all, this particular night, we was working closing shift. So we closed at 10. It's around 8 and Teresa still ain't doing shit. So I'm just like, and mind y'all, we were slow. So I go to Teresa and I'm like, Teresa, you know, you need to start helping out. Like, we get ready to close this up. I'm like, you know, I'm finna go ahead and close down one register, go ahead and get this counted down, you know, be helping out because we really ain't busy like that. And Teresa's like, oh, no problem. So she started doing it or whatever. And, you know, she was helping out. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, you know, I ain't gotta say nothing to Teresa. So then the next day, me and Teresa, we was closing together again. And this time, Teresa just started doing everything. So we was talking like this second day, like we was really getting on a good foot or whatever. So I had told Teresa, I'm like, I ain't gonna lie to Teresa. Like, at first yesterday, you really had put a bad taste in my mouth because I just felt like, you know, you wasn't doing nothing or whatever. And she was like, girl, I ain't gonna lie to you. She was like, everybody else here, she was like, they just do everything else. So who am I to stop them? They want to do everything. I'm just gonna stand at the cash register. She was like, you the only one who said like, hey, help me out, do something. Everybody else don't like her, but I don't feel like they didn't like her. I felt like they felt some type of way because she never used to help. She just used to stand there and do nothing. And like they used to say she'll move slow or whatever. So yeah, so I'm like, no, like, you know, I'm not finna not like you because other people don't like you. So Teresa was like, yeah, she was like, and that's another reason why I be acting like that because, you know, don't nobody like me. So why would I be helping y'all out, especially y'all ain't gonna say nothing. So I'm just like, Teresa, you sneaky little bitch. Oh my God. I'm just playing, y'all. But me and Teresa, we was good after that. Like, we still was, and throughout the next few weeks, we was working a few shifts together. Well, not the next few weeks, let's say the next week or something. We was working a few shifts together. We may work a few hours together. Like, I come in at 3, she leave at 5, something like that. You know, we was working a little bit together. So Teresa kept calling out, like I said, she kept being late. So my manager really started, the store manager, the man really started getting on to Teresa. And Teresa didn't like that because Teresa wasn't used to that. Because our store manager did kind of let everybody do what they wanted to. But the assistant manager did come in and she was trying to get shit together. But you know, when shit not organized and somebody come in trying to do it, you know, everybody kind of looking at you with a side eye. But mind y'all, I told y'all she was fake. So she'll put a bug in his ear and he'll say something, and then she act like she don't know what's going on when like people complain to her about it. But me, baby, I'm sitting back observing everything. I know what you're doing, and you ain't slick, bitch. And mind y'all, oh my God, so assistant manager also, this the manager from my story time when I was telling y'all about my racist friend. This is Lily auntie. Like, this is Lily auntie, the one I told y'all that I was talking shit about. And Lily didn't want to tell people that that was her auntie because, you know, she didn't want, like, the favoritism rumors or whatever. But, yeah, that's the auntie I was talking shit about. And now I think about it, the auntie, low-key used to talk shit about Lily, too. But anyways, y'all, store manager kept just getting on her. So Teresa finally was fed up, and she put in her 2 weeks notice. So when Teresa came in, put in her 2 weeks notice, I wasn't there. But when I came into work, you know, everybody being messy, they was telling me or whatever. And mind y'all, this same day too, when I came in, why the hell Teresa ass was late to work? So Teresa comes into work when she do. Now mind y'all, our freaking assistant manager like low-key giving her like side eyes or whatever, but she wasn't doing it in her face. Like, she was trying to do it behind her back, like, you know, trying to look at her crazy or whatever. But she definitely did not have that same energy for nobody in their damn face. Because it was some shit that she, you know, she really did try to pull some slick shit with some people. When Teresa come in, Teresa, she told me again, she was like, I know you probably already know, but, you know, I put in my 2 weeks notice today. And then she had told me, now mind you, my manager, the store manager ain't tell me this, but Teresa had told me, she was like, yeah, and I guess the store manager salty or whatever, he was like, oh, you ain't got to work your 2 weeks notice. You could just finish the rest of this week, which I think she had like 2 or 3 days for that week. You just finish the rest of this week, and then, you know, you good. You don't gotta work the 2 weeks or whatever. So Teresa was like, you know, I don't give a fuck. Like, fuck it. Which Teresa really didn't give a fuck, because I still talk to Teresa about this situation. But I'm gonna tell y'all about that later. So, y'all, and also this, y'all remember this. I'm gonna tell y'all this. Make sure y'all remember this. Our store manager and our assistant manager used to watch our goddamn cameras like a hawk. They had this mobile app on their phone where they can pull up the cameras and watch it. When I tell y'all, they used to watch the cameras like a hawk. They used to be at home, be on their off days, just get out of work, and they literally watching the cameras. Like, they used to say something about everything. Even if it wasn't like them getting on to you, they just used to always say something about something. And even if it was like, oh, I seen a customer come in last night, they was over there digging their butt. Like, they just always was watching the camera. And I remember this one time, the assistant manager, the guy friend who I told y'all had told me what she said about me. She had came in one day and she was like, mind y'all, I be telling y'all, she be like calling herself kind of confront you, but she be trying to play it out because she, you know, she know what waters to get in. She know which one she can swim through and which one she gonna drown in. So she came over there and she was like, oh, y'all must not know that it's voice, like, you know, it's audio recording up here too. And we was like, oh, we know. And she was like, oh, I can't tell the way y'all was up here talking about me like a dog last night. And I was like, we wasn't talking about you like a dog last night. And she was like, I was looking at the camera. She was like, I was just checking in on everything because it was late. And I heard y'all, and I'm like, I didn't say anything that wasn't true. And then she was like, well, you know, just kept doing this. So at this point, I just walked away from her ass. And mind y'all, what we was saying on the that night, we was saying like, they get on our nerves. They always watching the camera. They're messy. They being everybody business. They be doing petty shit. That's the type of shit we was saying about them. I mean, call it talking about them or whatever. We knew it was audio recorded, but we wasn't saying it like, oh, to like be petty or whatever, because we knew it was audio recorded. Like, why was y'all listening? Like, of course there was a possibility that they could have heard us, but at the same time, we wasn't saying it because we was having a conversation, which we can. So, and then y'all, after that situation, they tried to be petty and start saying like, oh, 2 people don't need to be behind the cash register at one time. Shut the fuck up. Like, really shut the fuck up. Because, yeah, shut the fuck up. So, yeah, y'all. So, I guess this night, me and Teresa was working together. the assistant manager had been watching the cameras. So this customer comes in and he was like, hey, can I use the store phone? So I'm saying, yeah. Teresa just goes and grabs the store phone and she gives it to him. But when she give it to him, she walk around the counter and she's standing right there with him as she uses the phone, as he uses the phone. I'm just thinking like, oh, okay, she just make sure we get the phone back. Like, hell, I don't know, she been working here longer than me. I don't know if somebody tried to steal the phone or what, but I really don't pay no attention to it at the moment. But now I know why all of this shit happened. So Teresa was always on her phone. Like, Teresa just the type of person always on her phone. So the guy leaves out the store and then me and Teresa get back to talking. And then Teresa goes into she gets a phone call and then she goes into the storage closet. So at this time, I get a call from the assistant manager and the assistant manager is like, where's Teresa? And I'm like, what do you mean, where's Teresa? And she was like, I'm watching the cameras. Like, where did she go? And I was like, oh, she got a phone call. Like, she walked into the back room or whatever to answer her phone. And she was like, okay, well, make sure you keep a watch out on everything. And she was like, don't tell Teresa, but just watch her. And I'm just like, okay. But mind y'all, I really wasn't paying no attention to this because I'm just like, whatever. So Teresa comes back out the bathroom and out the storage room, back room, whatever you want to call it. And she comes back out there and Teresa was like, well, I'm trying to get out of here tonight. And she was like, so I'm gonna go ahead and count down my register. You keep your register open. So I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. So when we used to count down our register, whatever, we used to unlock the safe because our safe used to, like, we had a pin code and it used to lock back up, like, I think every 15 seconds or every 30 seconds or something like that. So sometimes at nighttime we used to take the key and just open it up all the way, which was dangerous. But we ain't had time to keep doing that because we had to make like deposits. It just was a lot. It was a lot. And I worked in like places where I had to count down registers and deal with safe, but that was like the most difficult and like irritating process ever with that one. So she had kept it open or whatever. So y'all, mind y'all, between the time of that phone call with assistant manager call and right now at this moment, it's probably like 20 minutes past. So why assistant manager walk in the store and she was like, hey Z, like, could you come out here? I need to talk to you. And she said in a stern voice. So I'm just like, oh, y'all, I ain't gonna lie. I was thinking in my head, I was like, Lord, what the hell? She didn't caught me saying, like, what have I said now? Because I ain't gonna lie, I used to talk shit all day. So I'm like, damn, what did I say? So I walk outside or whatever. And she was like, why is Teresa like touching that money? Why she got the safe open and all that? And I'm just like, oh, she counting down her drawer. I'm gonna keep my drawer open. And she was like, no, you make her keep her drawer open and you count down yours. I don't like what's going on. And she was like, that man that used the phone watching the cameras, he was back there behind the dumpster waiting. And she was like, I don't know where you went, but he came back in on the side door. She went over there and talked to him, and then he went on the side of the building and sat there. And when he seen me pulling up, I guess he recognized my face and he ran off. So I'm like, okay, what does that mean? What's going on? And she was like, I'm telling you, just do what I said. If y'all want to close the register, you close yours down. Go in there, lock that safe, keep it locked. I don't care. Like, you got to do the pin code. Like, keep doing the pin code. Now, mind y'all, she wasn't being mean when she was doing this, but she was being stern. And I'm not going to lie, she was low-key scaring me because I didn't know what was going on. So I'm just asking her and stuff, and she's just like, just do it. So I'm just like, okay. So I go in there and I do that or whatever. And Teresa is looking at me weird. And Teresa's like, oh, like when I tell Teresa, like, oh, I'm just closing my mind, you keep your, she was like, oh, I didn't count mine and all this. Like, Teresa was getting irritated as she should. And I'm just like, I'm going to do mine. I started getting back there with her because I really don't know what's going on. And I really didn't want to tell Teresa. I kind of feel fake for not telling Teresa, and that's why Teresa had that attitude towards me. But Teresa was looking confused, like she didn't know what was going on, and it was irritating her as well as me. But at the same time, I ain't gonna lie, baby, I got my own bag. Baby, when I'm outside my household, I don't got nobody goddamn back. I got my own bag. Sorry, not sorry. So yeah, so that happened. So then, y'all, the guy walks in, this same guy who was having a trouble, and he walks over there, he walks in. So y'all, out of nowhere, our assistant manager and another lady, I don't even know who this lady, runs in the store, and she starts screaming, everybody get out the store, everybody get out the store, which, mind you, it was only that man, and it was like another customer in the store, because we was real slow. Everybody got the store, so they run out the store. She locked the doors, and she was like, lock everything, call 911, press the button that you need to press or whatever. So I do that, and then our assistant manager, she's like, Teresa, the manager, store manager, is on the phone. He wants to talk to you. So I don't know, at the time, I didn't know what the store manager had said to Teresa. And Teresa was just like, what? Really? What do you mean? Okay. I don't give elf this. Teresa takes off her shirt, throw it, and leaves. I'm like, what's going on? Well, she throw it down and start walking to the door. I'm like, what's going on, Teresa? Like, what's going on? And she was like, oh, so-and-so. She's saying the store manager said, I don't got to work the rest of my 2 weeks notice. I just need to get my stuff and immediately get off the property and all that. And then so the assistant manager was like, yeah, you need to leave. You need to leave. You need to leave. So Teresa is cussing, but she's leaving. So mind y'all, store's still on lockdown. At this time, I think the police then pulled up and the store manager then pulled up. Store manager out there talking to the police. And y'all, when I tell y'all I am panicking, like when I feel like my body is just shaking, like on the outside, I'm just like this. But the inside of me just felt like it was being shaken up. So I'm literally in a frenzy. And I'm calling our assistant manager by her name. I'm like, assistant manager, tell me what's going on. Tell me what's going on. I need to know what's going on. I was like, I'm literally finna flip. Like, I'm cussing at her at this point. I was like, I'm literally finna lose my shit. Like, tell me what's going on. I need to know what's going on. And she was like, so we came to the consensus that Teresa is trying to get somebody to hold up the store, trying to rob the store. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, that guy who came in to so-called use the phone, when he got done using the phone, he went out and waited by the dumpster, and then he came back in and he had a conversation with Teresa, and then all of a sudden he comes back in and he's trying to go to your register. And I think that she was trying to get the store robbed. That's why she wanted to close down her register so she wouldn't look guilty, so it'll just look like, she ain't had nothing to do with it, because he, come to rob my register, not hers. So I'm just like, what? Y'all, when I tell y'all I really didn't think nothing through, like I instantly got so mad. Why would you do that? I know we not the best of friends, but we have been hanging out. We've been getting a little bit closer, and we even had made plans to go get our nails done. So home that night or whatever, I don't even speak to the police. I don't speak to nobody. I end up going home. And so I think like the next day or the day after that, we ended up having a meeting. And in the meeting, y'all, once they went back, watched the cameras, and actually listened to the audio, and they actually had talked to the freaking guy, and they had traced the phone call, y'all, that damn guy came in and he asked Teresa to use the phone to call a cab. He came back in and talked to Teresa again and used the phone again to check and see, like he was asking her like, hey, have the cab called, came in, have the cab called again. And then the third time when he came in, he walked over to me. He just said, he just walked over to me, and they could prove it and back it up. So I feel like I didn't explain it well in the video. Basically what I was saying was they conducted a mini investigation. The investigation ended really quickly, because once they actually watched back the cameras and listened to the audio, they realized that this man came in, he was using the phone to call a cab, and he kept coming back in to check and see like, hey, have the cab called, and looking around to see, is the cab coming to pick him up? And he had asked Teresa for the address, which I didn't know until later, because he was trying to give the address to the cab, but he didn't know exactly what to tell the cab to come to. I think the first time he gave them the store name, then he tried to call back again to give them the address, and basically the cab was taking too long. So that's why like he was sitting outside the building, then he was walking around. And when the assistant manager said like that he ran off when she came, I think that she was just lying. Now when she came in the store, she told everybody to get out. Of course he gonna run out shit. He probably actually thought the store was being robbed the way she did it on loud. And when they listened to the audio and was watching the cameras, y'all, these people accused this lady of trying to rob the store. I don't think y'all hear me. They accused this lady of trying to rob the store, and I feel like they really milked and manipulated the situation, because the way it played out, if it's like in the moment, like I was confused, but it's just like when it's coming at me like that, and I was so scared, and I was in the freezer, I ain't had time to think. I'm thinking like, oh yeah, she did. But then it was just like, even when I went home and I was talking to my boyfriend about it and stuff like that, I'm just like, what? That's weird and stuff. And then they were saying like, oh, she was walking off, and listen to the story time and say, well, it did seem like she was trying to rob it, which it kind of did. But it's just like, once I got home and thought about it, I was like, oh hell nah. And if y'all knew the assistant manager and worked her, y'all would know, like, if y'all knew her, y'all would have immediately thought like, no, Teresa wasn't trying to rob the store. What you got going on, assistant manager? Because she was that type of person. Like, y'all, she literally came and caused so much chaos. When I tell y'all, it got to a point where me, her, and the store manager were the only ones working, because everybody quit. And then at the time when everybody quit, and it was just me, her, and the store manager, do y'all know she still had the nerve to go on a vacation? Somebody, it was pre-planned and prepaid for. Yes, y'all.
I mean, I still would have went too, but that's not the point.
And then she even got the store manager fired, because I ain't gonna lie, like I was telling y'all in the other story time about the stalker, like the kind of, our store manager, he used to kind of flirt with people, and he used to say, like, I ain't gonna lie, he did used to say some inappropriate stuff. I've heard him say inappropriate stuff to women, but it was just like, sometimes you don't know, because the women did laugh about it, but you don't know if they was laughing because they was uncomfortable or they was just okay with it. But we really never got any complaints about it. Do y'all know she constantly complained to a corporate about it, and she had people like secret shoppers coming in the store, and then she finally told me about it and tried to get me to corroborate the story and say that he was like offending me and stuff.
And don't get me wrong, I definitely would have reported somebody if I felt like it was offensive, or I felt like, you know, that he was fucking with them women there. But it's just like, from what I seen, it was reciprocated. Like, they would do the same thing with him. And I feel like sometimes it's a fine line between a ladies' man and a creep. And I feel like he was right there on that fine line, but he didn't make anybody feel uncomfortable to what I could see, that I felt like that I need to intervene. And I felt like she just was not being genuine about it. She was just doing it to be a bitch. And if you knew her, then you would know what I'm talking about.
Even after that situation, me and Teresa, we was cool. I think Teresa had hit me up like a few days later, and she was like, bitch, I know you ain't believe that stuff and all that. And I'm like, girl, I ain't gonna lie, at first I did, and I was mad as hell. And Teresa was like, girl, if them, like, why the hell would I rob that store? And then she was like it was some stuff going on in the store that I would know, that, you know, if you was working in the store, you would know. And she was like, come on now, why would I rob this store? And I'm like, well, yeah, you right, it makes sense. But yeah, me and Teresa, we still was cool after that. Like, Teresa is actually like a sweet person. And it's crazy because I thought of this story because I was just randomly sitting here and I thought about Teresa. Like, I was thinking about her and I had missed her, and it made me think about this story time. And after that situation, like I said, I had ended up, mind you, I was 19 at the time. I ended up going to Teresa's 36th birthday party. We was going to get our nails done and stuff like that. I got a new phone, and she said when she got a new phone, she can back up her stuff, and she ended up losing all her numbers. So Teresa literally came to my house, y'all. Like, she was like, she didn't remember my phone number, but she remembered where I lived at, and she actually had knocked on my neighbor's door. And just so happened, I looked through the peephole because I thought somebody was knocking on my door. And when I looked through the peephole, I thought I had seen Teresa. I opened the door, and she was like, oh my God, like, girl, I was literally looking for you. She was like, I'm glad you came to the door. Like, I'm knocking on the wrong door. And I'm like, yeah, so we came in, we chilled and stuff. And y'all, the craziest part about that, we still didn't get each other's number after that. And then I ended up moving like shortly after that. And then a few months later, I ended up running to Teresa at the Walmart, and she gave me her number at Walmart, because I'm like, girl, you pulled up on me and everything. We still, like, you know, we was catching up and chilling and stuff, and we still didn't exchange numbers. And she was like, right. She was like, girl, I had pulled up at your house again, and she was like, nobody came to the door. And I was like, I moved. And so I ended up getting her number at Walmart, and I put it in my phone. Y'all, why I went back and could never find Teresa phone number. So Teresa, baby, if you watching this, you know who you are, girl. You know the situation that happened. But hit me up. I miss you. Yeah, y'all, that's all for me. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you comment on the video. Comment now. Comment during the video. Oh, wait, it's the end of the video. Comment. If you haven't already, why haven't you? Go ahead and comment. Make sure y'all get on y'all post notification bell so y'all never miss me when I post. I really need to start bringing this content in on Friday because I really want to. Thank you guys so much. I think right now I'm at like 930 some subscribers. Let's go ahead and get to 1K. I appreciate y'all so much. And yeah, is it too early to say I love you? Because I do. So yeah, I appreciate y'all so much. I love y'all. Yeah, I hope y'all miss me, and I hope y'all ready to see me again next Tuesday. Y'all might see me Friday. I don't know, y'all, because your girl got to get her hair did, got to get my nails did, got to get my toes did, got to get my mind together for school. Y'all might see me, y'all might not, you know. I don't know. Bye.